Okay, what's going on, everybody? My name is Mangg. It's time for more Dominion 6. That's right. Last time we did some corn action. The Blood God. And there was a lot of ripping and tearing and slaughtering and... blood. Yeah, blood. It was good. Very little magic. We're going to move on from Warhammer for a bit. I'm sure we'll be back, because it's a very, very good mod. It's sort of mod that I would just, like, kind of leave on most of the time. I mean, I wish it wasn't all in MA, because I wouldn't mind some EA Warhammer factions, but, you know, it is what it is. Anyways. So I was looking over some of the nation mods and stuff like that, and I looked at the most popular stuff, and there's one called Confluence that adds like 24 nations that are I mean, there were some that are like EA Abyssia Reborn, which is a rework of EA Abyssia. But I guess most of them are just kind of like... I mean, there's one that's like Clockworks, there's one that's Meteor-Obsessed Barbarians, Nation of Druids, some that are inspired by like Dragon Age, or Conquest of Elysium. There's a Dead Space-inspired one, a Halloween-themed nation, Pirate Nation. So I mean, it's got a kind of a big old mix. And it's among the most popular on the thing. But then I checked the Discord to see what people thought about it, and someone else mentioned Mirror Point. And I was like, okay. And I looked at that, and this one is a lot more pop culture. It's a bunch of nations that are inspired by various other franchises. Primarily the Soulsborne franchise. But there's a few others in there. So, yeah, we're playing with most of the other random nations, modded nations, except for Nisnu nations and Gathering Sturm. Because pretty certain Gathering Sturm disables Trusty Research and the Gem Gen mod. So, that mod... I'd have to very specifically want to play one of those factions to enable it. But anyways, let's get into it. We want to do a map? Maybe we do... You know, if you do too small of a map, like I could do the Lost Capital one, which is like the 4-player thing. That it's like very symmetrical and stuff, but you're not really gonna get like a lot of your fun stuff online, I feel. So it's a little too small, maybe. Dawn of Dominions is pretty close to ideal. You know, I like the look of some of these Polymus maps, Bidden and Pelawir and Snurdrin, but yeah, the full wraparound is somewhat obnoxious. I'll have to say. Yeah. Still, I'm not sure if we've done Soapdrin. Let's fucking do Soapdrin. Let's see. So it's 127 land provinces. So we probably want to do... eight players? We'll do 8 players. This is going to be Mangg's LPs. 29, I think. And let's just look... So we're going to look at early age real quick. So the first one we have is Anor Londo, Age of Fire. So humans ruled by semi-divine lords prefer neutral temperature scales. You don't actually have to put that text. That's the default assumption, but okay. Light and medium human infantry, elite sacred lord infantry, no cavalry, powerful air and fire magic, moderate astral death, powerful priests. A lot of limit, this is a scales nation for sure. So you get, your standard humans, human infantry, various swordsmen. The Balder Knights, though, pretty nice. Heavy infantry there. 15 prot, 16 defense, kite shields and broadswords. Yum yum. But then, yeah, you get a Baronique Knights. Not super defensive despite the insane tower shield. And plate and full helmets, but 21 bludgeoning damage on the mace is gonna hurt. Silver Knight, of course, and look at this lovely little sprite. Sacrets with silver straight sword, magic weapons, full silver armor and shield, 18 protection, 16 defense. Pricey, but that's why you go scales, and then you just slap on like awe or dread or something, just something just to make them really menacing and just powerful. Or you could always throw on blood surge, or who knows what, fucking quickness or something. I mean, they'll slaughter. Silver Knight with a long spear, so again 18 protection. They still get a shield, length 4, 20 piercing magic damage. Not quite as damaging, but length 4. Pretty good. And, of course, the Silver Archer. 25 slash damage, silver straight sword, and the Dragon Slayer Great Bow. Range 50, 26 piercing damage with a stun. But it's like a crossbow, once every 2 rounds. And it's going to be tough to get, like, an insane amount of these, I think. So, pretty fun. But yeah. Level 3 priests, air, fire. Yep. So, plenty of... I'd probably maybe do, like, just the Silver Knights. Yeah, you really need intense scales for that. It's like, for this to be like your main front line across multiple armies, like, you need insane scales. So, I don't know, maybe I would do Balder Knights with archers buffed with flaming arrows. Although, that would really... Yeah, they're going to punch through your Balder Knights pretty easily. And you don't have any earth for protection buffs, so... Hard to say. Maybe I would just go Baronique Knights then. 16 protection is a little better. Shouldn't the Silver Knights have fire resistance? Or am I just making that up from Dark Souls? I know they were all scorched and became the Black Knights, if I recall that correctly. Or am I really just making lore up? No, I am not making that lore up. Black Knights, once proud Silver Knights of Gwyn. Blah, 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 blah. It said these knights were burnt black in their fight with Chaos Demons. This caused them to have high fire resistance. Oh, okay. Well, then I think you should get Black Knights that have fire resistance. And maybe are, like, no longer sacred or something. I think that would be pretty cool. But who am I to say? I don't make mods. Anyways, we got a lot more to look at. Hallownest, City of Tears. Yes, the Hollow Knight inspired faction. Bugs of assorted sizes wielding iron weaponry, lacking armor beyond their shells. Powerful giant bugs in capital, no sacred troops. Moderate astral, fire, water, nature. Weak glamour, earth, and death. Weak priests. Yeesh. That's a lot of weakness. So you get, your little warrior bugs. Yeah. That is pretty weak. 12 slashing damage on their nail. So they do have shields, though. 15 defense. And they're pretty damn cheap. Honestly, as far as chaff goes, it's not the worst thing I've ever seen. Hallownest Sentry. No shields, no armor, just 10 natural protection. 15 slashing damage on the nails. And they do still somehow manage 14 defense. Definitely going to die in mass to archers. But aside from that... Also 12 combat speed's not bad. Hallownest Lancer. They get javelins and nail lances. They also fly. But are even weaker. You know, 8 protection, 12 defense, 10 hit points. And they're size 4. Yeesh. That one's going to be tough to manage. Minor bugs. Get pickaxes. 6 protection, 7 defense, 8 hit points. 16 piercing damage pickaxes, though, but only at 6 attack. They're going to struggle to hit fucking anything. So really, it's just like, if you need siege bonuses, you can just bring them along. Siege bonus 5 is pretty great for how cheap they are. Then we have the Great Sentry, cap only. Quite a bit more expensive. 36 hit points, 16 protection, size 7. Really terrible MR. 17 defense. They get a big shield. 16 protection, and the Great Nail. Length 3, 14 attack, 26 slashing damage. Pretty solid. But yeah, no archers of any kind. All they have are javelins with attack 7, range 11. It's just... Yeesh. They get the Moss Knight. Fire resistant, 18 slashing on the nail. They get a shield, but only 8 protection, 15 defense, 18 hit points. Yeah. Maybe. And then the Great Stags. Tramplers, size 7, 30 hit points, 14 protection, 8 defense. They get an 18 damage gore attack. You know, not bad, I guess, for trampling. And then, they can get some summons. Mantis Lord Commander. Mantis Warriors with magic Mantis Claws. 14 piercing. Okay. Soul Warrior. 2 astral. Can teleport. You can get Hollow Knight, of course. You're sacred with immortality. And can promote, apparently. Size 2, just a little guy. I don't know how easy it is to summon these things. Probably not too easy, and it's not like an amazing commander or anything. And then there's this version, which is mindless. Gets Astral Death Glamour. Oh, is this meant to be the player character then? That's the promotion, like the one that gets promoted and becomes the player character and gets magic, but he's mindless. I guess. And then the King's Mold. Also sacred. 28 magic slashing damage, sickle blades, length 3. +2 versus shields. 26 protection. Good God. Well, yeah, I mean, I was initially pretty excited about the Hollow Knight faction, but they seem pretty weak. Just like what I'm looking at, how I'm interpreting this. I like that he's your scout, your spy. That's pretty funny. Yeah, fire, water, astral, and then a whole bunch of other shit. For big communions of various types. And earth, astral, nature, death. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure. It's certainly not a scales nation, I don't think. Your troops are weak, so in which case, usually I look at the summons, but your summons aren't that incredible either. So I'm not sure. Skyrim, of course. There's a Skyrim Dragon Cult faction. You get, Nords. Bows and axes, javelins and spears, typical Nordic stuff. You get Berserkers, Berserker +3, with dual 20 slashing damage axes. Yeah, these things will destroy. You get Giants, of course, Great Club, throwing rocks. Really wish there was some sort of AoE on that. Yeah. You get Mammoths, of course, with Trample, 64 hit points. Pretty good if you can get, like, regen on them or something. You get Dragon Cultists as a Sacred, which are not that amazing of a Sacred. They're relatively cheap, which means you probably could go gimpier on scales in order to get a more powerful Bless. They do have 22 slashing damage axes, which is pretty strong, so they really would just need some kind of defensive Bless. And the Dova Varin. Berserker +3 Sacreds with 26 magic slashing great axes that also do 10 fatigue, armor negating, 15 protection. Yeah, this would be a lot more appealing. So yeah, I'd probably just do Nordic warriors out the ass, throwing javelins. Maybe berserkers coming on the side along with these Dova Varin. Maybe with like maybe with like etherealness or fortitude. Yeah, okay. Then we have Val, Blood and Gems. Now, I don't know what faction this, or what franchise this is from. I don't know if the mod says. Okay, it says it's mostly based on various games. So maybe not all of these are, like, inspired by something. Maybe Path of Exile? There's a Val civilization, maybe? With blood priests? Maybe? Maybe. Yeah, I think this could be from Path of Exile. Blood sacrifice. Yeah. Alright, so they get summonable constructs. Exalted superhuman gemlings. Bronze technology. Element throwing elite units. Sacred gemling zealots of great power. Moderate earth, air, fire, water, and blood. Blood sacrifice. These are basic unit. Vol warrior. 19 slashing damage greatswords. Or bronze battle axes. Yep. Archers. Yeah, pretty standard. I mean, it's very, very, very bog standard archer, but they do get, some armor and a helm, which is nice. Flame Guard, though, gets Flaming Fist. 12 armor piercing fire damage on top of the bludgeoning. This is magic. You only get one of these a turn, though. And they can throw flames, 25 range. 11 armor piercing. Thunder Guard. Pretty similar, but with Thunder Fist. Also once per turn, so I guess you just get all of these. Yeah, the Frost. Just get one of each every turn. It's probably a very interesting looking battlefield. Zealot of Magi is your sacred. Shock, fire, cold resistance, of course. With bronze greatswords, 23 slashing, length 2. And they get a range 40 lightning strike. Nice. 16 hit points, 16 protection, 13 MR, 14 morale, 15 defense. Decent little sacred chassis there you could work off of. So basically, I just like make all your element throwers and shove them all behind your zealots. Those are, you know, it's not super cheap. You also get like tribal archers, tribal spearmen for some reason. I mean, you can make these anywhere, I guess, but I don't know. I guess like if you want more archers, and you are going to get moderate earth, air, fire, water, and blood, so probably would be... Oh yeah, +3 to fire, air, or water. So probably pretty easy to buff these guys' precision and give them flaming arrows, which your sacreds are already fire resistant with 16 protection. So that would probably be right. I'd buy these things, one each every turn. I'd buy my sacreds, and I'd buy these guys in order to buff them up bigly. And then you also get earth magic for protection buffs, strength buffs, good shit. You get some like built-in thugs here. Look at this. Jeez. Sacred, priest, earth magic with fire, air, or water at +2. Fire, shock, cold, resistant with fire shield, combat caster, magic sword, magic lightning strike. Yeah, you would just shit out light thugs easily. They wouldn't even need any gear. Pretty awesome. Okay. Seems much more powerful than the Hollow Knight faction, if you're just going to ask me. Then we'll look at Middle Age. I don't know if we'll go in this in depth with everything, but you get Drangleic, Dark Callings. So this is Dark Souls 2. Lightly armored archers, heavily armored melee infantry, sacred heavy infantry, sailing light raiders on the coasts, strong astral, death, moderate earth, air, weak fire, blood, nature. Very big mix. Weak priests, though. And your acolytes are population killers. Clerics get air. 40% chance for 2 air. It's not bad. Soulsmiths get Earth 1, Astral 2, and then Fire, Earth, Astral, or Death. So you get some big Earth communions going. Black Sorcerers get Death 2. Well, that just solves all your problems right there. Okay. Standard Archers. Royal Swordsman, 24 slashing damage, greatswords, 18 protection. And Cyan Knights, your sacreds with shock resistance. And they do a little bit of shock damage. Armor negating. Yeah, 19 protection, 14 hit points. Reasonable price. They come with shields. Not bad. Not bad at all. Asmer, Eternal Empire. This must be another thing from Path of Exile, I would guess. I'm just gonna guess. Yep. The Asmeri, sure enough. So, exalted superhuman gemlings, blah, blah, blah. Well-armored human legionnaires, archers, gemling elites, elemental sacreds, powerful water and fire, moderate astral, minor earth and blood access, powerful priests. Good God. What more do you need? So, a lot of limited recruitment stuff. Some, like, pretty standard sacred infantry. Vanguards, though, with Sun Awe, Fire Resistant Heat Aura, dual wielding Morning Stars. Blade of Lunaris with Ice Armor, Ice Blades, Sacreds. Okay. And then lastly, we have Late Age. Lothric, Time of Embers. Dark Souls 3. Lightly armored infantry, powerful heavy infantry with crossbows, sacred heavy infantry. The Lothric Knights. Very interesting. 18 protection with great swords and crossbows. And this isn't like a drop bow. I mean, it's a 12 ammunition. They can keep firing this. With range 40. Which means really you can just set them on fire immediately. They'll just keep firing crossbows until they get into melee, and then the fucking greatswords come out. Very strong. That is a very strong unit. Expensive in resources, but strong. You also get the Royal Guards, which are basically the exact same unit, but just better in every way and sacred. Yeah. You can also ditch the crossbows for length 4 long spears, 15 piercing, which is very strong, and they get a shield, which is pretty nice. Or the compromise, they get a shield, they get a crossbow, but length 1 broadswords. Probably where I'd end up. And then you get shitty regular soldiers that no one cares about. 10 little thralls, look at that. 17 slashing damage axes. Yeah, those things hurt. And blowpipes, range 8. Ammunition 15. Not bad, actually. 50 fatigue damage, armor negating. Magic resistance negates. 9 piercing isn't amazing, but it has like 0 chance of hitting your knights. Practically. Yeah, I could see just having a shit ton of thralls behind your Lothric Knights. That's that axe. I mean, if they get into melee, I mean, it's chaff for the most part. They're dirt cheap, but they could get plenty of kills. And that fatigue's good. Yharnam, Pale Blood Moon, Bloodborne. Yharnamite Militia, Elite Hunters, Advanced Weaponry, but little armor. Strong Astral, Blood, Moderate Death, Glamour, Weak Water, Weak Priests. Misfortune limit +1. Yeah, I would say so. So you've got insane units. I'm not sure how that works. Insane commanders will sometimes just do their own thing. Like, out of battle. I don't know how insane units work in battle. Okay, there's several variants of this unit. So there's the pitchfork ones. Oh my god, there's a lot of them. There's pitchfork ones, there's dagger and crossbow ones, torch and scimitar ones, just scimitar, just torch. They come with a dog. I mean, it's obvious. It's meant to just represent like this giant mob of just chaff. I mean, they do have, by and large, pretty strong damage on a lot of these attacks. A lot of 18 slashing, 17 slashing. Some armor-piercing fire damage from the torches. 15 piercing. Yeah, I'm usually not in the business of chaff, because I like good scales and good units, but it's not bad just to have a giant mob. coming in from the side. Huntsman. Also insane. Broadswords. Torches. Also pretty painful. Huntsman with crossbows. Range 40, 14 attack, 12 piercing. It's not bad, not bad. This is late age, though. Huntsman with broadswords and daggers. Veteran hunters. With hunter's axe, two-handed weapon. And hunter's crossbow. Armor piercing. Shoots every round. And is sometimes used in melee instead of one other attack. And it has a stun that's difficult to negate with magic resistance. It's range 10 only. They do get 12 shots, but I don't know how they'd ever really use all those shots unless they have just a strong line in front of them. 22 slashing damage axe, though. And yeah, the hunter's axe is 26 slashing. Ambidextrous 3. 14 protection. 16 hit points. No shields. We have, like, no earth magic. But, yeah. The Church Hunter Sacred causes unrest. It's a very small amount. The Church War Pick. Hunter's Crossbow. Church Pick. Yeah. Righteous Strike. Armor negating on Demon and Undead. And Church Hunter with Ludwig's Holy Blade. Silver Sword. Interesting. Member of the choir. Some crazy communions. And Mensis Scholars. Also more communion stuff. But all this insane old age. Ooh, boy. A tough sell. Okay, and then Tech Duin Mound Kings. Undead Tuatha, She, and Furbolg. Does not recruit armies. Instead, Long Dead passively spawn within Dominion. Presence of forts, mounts, temples, Dominion, strength effects, Long Dead spawn. So it's, you know, it's M.A. Ermor, L.A. Lemuria, but it's the elves and the Fae instead. It's fun. And finally, Ashina, Fountainhead Waters, which I believe is from Elden Ring. No, that's from Sekiro, that's right. It's also a real-world location. Right. But that's not what he's... Ashina, oh yeah, Ashina's Sekiro. Wasn't there something with that from Elden Ring? Or am I just... I guess some people have drawn connections between the Land of Reeds and Ashina from Sekiro. But no, I'm just... Okay, so this is Sekiro then. Light and medium infantry, unarmored sacreds, crossbows in the presence of smiths. Most units have some level of air shield. Strong death magic, water magic, moderate earth and astral, weak nature and fire, average priest, death limit +1, misfortune limit +1, water bless points +1. Your basic unit, length 4 Yari, 16 pierce, with 12 protection. Not bad. Ashina Ashigaru, they get air shield, 10, which I think is pretty weak. Yeah, that's the percent chance that they would ignore a projectile attack that would otherwise hit. So it's a very weak air shield. 18 slashing, piercing, katana, two-handed, no shields, of course. By and large, not super impressive. The version with crossbows. So they get the Wakizashi, 15, and the crossbow range 40, 12 attack, 11 pierce. again, it's kind of standard crossbow fare, I suppose. No air shield. The Ashina Samurai. 19 slashing, piercing katanas. Air shield 40 is a lot better. And they have nice helms. 15 protection, 12 defense, 12 hit points. Yeah, okay. Maybe. Maybe I could see that. And then these guys with Naginatas, length 3, 23 slashing damage, air shield of 20 only. So they are sacrificing some of their defensive stuff for offensive stuff, but on a flank, pretty painful. Nightjar Ninja, stealth 40, air shield 20, ambidextrous 1. They got the Kama, 15 damage, attack 14, and a dagger, and a range 10 shuriken they can throw a couple times. Yeah, but otherwise pretty vulnerable. Certainly not a frontliner. Yeah, I mean, it's... Yeah, I'd probably rather go with these guys. These are a lot cheaper on resources, but... Yeah. We also get Cavalry with Air Shield 20. 17 protection, 13 defense. Not super cheap. You get the Light Lance. Then they get a Katana. The horse only has 10 protection, 10 defense, 20 hit points. So these are pretty light cavalry. Light to medium cavalry, I suppose. Yeah. And then lastly, the Senpo Monk. Sacreds with Air Shield 60 and Golden Spears, Magic Spears, and Senpo Martial Arts. 8 bludgeoning damage, armor piercing that can cause limps. 0 protection, though. So you'll need a very strong defensive bless for these guys to be worth the investment. Okay. I mean, that's all of them. I think in lieu of any other thing, I think we have to go with the Hollow Knight. That was my original intent, was to pick Hollow Knight, the Hallownest faction. And I think this is the challenge, is for us to try to make it work. We need 8 players total, I said. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Good. Let's go. All right, so, yeah, let's break this down again further. Moderate astral fire, water, nature. That's a lot of stuff. A lot of this all comes from the Soul Twister, right? Because these guys get astral 2, and then they have a chance for fire, water, glamour, earth, nature to all be kind of thrown in the mix. Which means big communions of a lot of variety of spells. There's also the Snail Shaman if we don't want to make it complicated, because these guys are just going to be Fire 2, Water 1, or Fire 1, Water 2. But the problem is, like, we have no resistances to fire outside of the Moss Knight. It says these have terrain restrictions, but it doesn't really say. It says bugs of the forest, swamps, and drip caves of Hallownest. So I assume you can only build them in forests, swamps, and drip caves. So it's going to be a little tricky. But I like to figure out, like, what is the core aspect of my armies, you know? So there's Warrior Bug. It's really cheap. We could field hundreds of these things, but the problem with Dominions is that you really don't want to field like 800 troops. Especially weak troops. They will just get decimated, and then they'll rout, because they only have 9 morale. So I really just don't know where these guys fit in to be any sort of useful. So then we step it up to the Hallownest Sentry. But, you know, 10 protection with no shields means that they are going to die also pretty heavily. 14 defense is not bad for melee, but yeah, I mean, any ranged fire is going to kind of shred them pretty good. I mean, 10 protection, yeah, you know, this is EA. So if you imagine the average archer shot... Oh, fuck. If you imagine the average archer shot's going to do like 11 piercing, then these guys are going to take probably 3 damage on average. And you're going to bunch them up because, of course. So, you know, yeah, it's not going to be great. We do have nature somewhere. Yeah, basically everything... Okay, well, these guys have Earth, Astral. These guys get nature, so we might... Yeah, we'll get some 2 natures in there for bark skin. But that's the problem, is they already have... The bark skin is pointless. They already have 10 natural protection. So really you just need, like... I don't know. Body ethereal or something, or... I don't know. Or you just accept that they're all going to die. And just buff their strength or damage. The Lancers get Javelins, which they can throw twice, which will do pretty nicely, to be honest. And then they get Length 3 Lances, which is nice, with 14 Pierce. That's nice. But they're flyers, and they're meant to be flyers, so you're meant to just send them into the rear. Because they got no shields, they got 8 protection, 12 defense, 10 hit points, and they're size 4. So they are just going to be shredded anywhere near the front line. So it's not really a force you can entirely rely on. But I suppose in combination, you could do just like 100 warrior bugs and then like 100 lancers and just kind of combine them. So these guys go to the rear and these guys are up front. You know, if these guys are all targeting the archers, well then if they're all targeting the archers, maybe just go sentries. Because sentries are going to be better just man on man. The minor bug, basically pointless. I'm not going to make any of these. The only reason I would is if I want the siege bonus, but even then, I just usually don't waste. I'd rather have more regular troops. The attack of 6, defense 7, protection 6, 8 hit points. I mean, they're size 2, so if I was up against a giant nation that was just fielding big-ass giants, yes, these are your giant killers. 100%. They'll die, for sure. But a pack of 5 of these in a square, all swinging at a giant, like, something's going to go through and do some big damage. Alright, and then we get the Great Sentry. This is capital only. This is ideally our best guy. And is perhaps an argument for just big scales. 36 hit points, 16 protection, 17 defense, 15 morale, 13 combat speed with a 26 slashing damage, great nail, length 3, 14 attack, and they have shields. Yeah, I mean, you could survive probably just on these guys, but they are size 7. So that's 1 to a square. With maybe, like, a sentry alongside them. They are solid. They're damn solid. But again, that's 16 natural protection, and they don't really have any armor, so there's very little to buff here. With like earth and nature, are they? Yeah, they are animals. They are animals, so we can buff them with ferocity for more attack and more morale. We, of course, can give body ethereal out. And I would say, honestly, just like 50 of these guys all buffed with body ethereal would be quite the force. So maybe. I'm bouncing between just like the Sentry and Lancer combo or just a shit ton of great sentries. Maybe also with Lancers in the back. The Moss Knight we'll have to see. Theoretically pretty solid. 18 hit points, 15 defense with shields. Low protection though if any of that stuff does get through. And again, no armor. And then we have the summons. I mean, the Mantis Warriors on flanks will certainly shred quite a lot. And with 18 hit points, size 3, 12 protection, I mean, they'll do quite a bit of damage and hopefully not die in droves, but it depends on what it takes to summon these guys. Apparently the Mantis Lord can summon them as an order, so maybe that's something we look into. And then the Hollow Knights, they're all commanders, sacred commanders. So we could try and take a bless to kit these things out as thugs, but I don't really know what you'd even do. They have immortality, which is pretty damn nice. I mean, what would I even take as a bless? 10 protection, 10 hit points, 14 defense makes them very vulnerable. So they would need a strong... I don't know, maybe... I don't think I'd want to invest in, like, awe or something. I feel like we're going for scales and going for great sentries. There's also the King's Mold, which depends heavily on how easily I can get them, how affordable they are, how many of them I get. But they are monstrous. And even just these guys with like 10 of these with Blood Surge will kind of dominate an entire army. 26 protection is insane. If we look at this, Conjuration, we can see Conjuration 4 gets you Mantis Tribe for 20 nature gems. You get 18 Mantis Warriors and the Commander. That is very good. I'll be right back. Alright, so that was... Yeah, that was it for Conjuration. It's just the Mantis Tribe, which is Nature 3. Which, the Forest Shaman with a Thistle Mace can make. That would be the only option. Okay, so you have to do that, which is probably something we're going to want to have happen. Alteration, we get nothing national, evocation, nothing construction, nothing enchantment. Imbue Soul Warrior. 3 astral, 25 astral pearls. You get 1 Soul Warrior commander. Okay. Thaumaturgy. Okay, level 4, Glamour Astral, 10 Glamour Gems. You get 4 King's Mold. It's pricey. Pricey, but maybe. At Thaumaturgy 6, for 2 Glamour, 2 Astral, 26 gems, you get a Hollow Knight Commander. That, to me, is not really worth it. I wouldn't call that incredibly worth it, but maybe the King's Mold, definitely the Mantis. And the The Mantis aren't sacred, but these King's Mold. So if we base things around these guys, and we're going to have these guys as a flanking unit to go with our Great Sentries. I think what we want then is just like... probably like a Fear Aura. They're going to get hit. 9 defense, no shields. I mean, they're going to get hit with stuff. 26 protection is quite monstrous, though. And they do have armor, so we can actually buff them with, like, strength of Soldiers of Steel or something like that. So I don't think protection is really the right thing. I think probably a Fear Aura or something is the way to go. So we're going to go heavy on scales because we are going to have a lot of Great Sentries. They're not super resource intensive, so we probably can skip a little bit on productivity, but yes, we definitely want 2 or 3 order. Oh, holy shit, we can get Radiance. Oh my god. And it has Glamour and Fire, which is exactly what we need for Awe. Awe is pretty great. It has Awe, it has Invulnerable 15, it's Ethereal, Flying, Flame Burst, and Radiant Blaze. Oh my god. Yeah, I mean, you could definitely use this as an Awake Expander, like, for sure. Although 0 protection, it does have Invulnerable 15, so technically it has protection 15 against Mundane. But only Awe 1. You would have the Awe Aura. But to get this, to get Awe and be Awake is going to be tricky. We can also get the Nightmare King, who also has Fire Glamour, but with Blood. Fear 5, Invulnerable 20, Ethereal. Jeez. Also 0 protection. But yeah, 20. Really, I mean, again, like it's 20. So if you imagine his protection 20 and Ethereal, pretty strong. Pretty damn strong. And the Pale King has Astral Glamour. New magic paths cost 10. It's got the order scale limit +1. Comes with 2 King's Mold. I mean, obviously he's pretty weak. But the price is damn right. There's also the White Lady, Astral Nature, which would make it a lot easier to summon the Mantis. Did the Mantis scale based on skill or paths at all? No. Okay. Then it doesn't really matter that much. Got innate spellcaster, but it's unteleportable, which is usually just like, No, I think the Pale King is the strong choice for me. So we need Death in order to get the Fear Aura. There's also Dread, which is Fear +5. But I don't see how Dread is better. It is slightly cheaper. We wouldn't have to go in Death. But True Sight negates it. Let me just see. Okay, so Fear is a morale check. Dread is an MR check. This seems to be the different. Okay, let me just check the wiki here. Dread is new to Dominion 6. It's equivalent to Fear in almost all respects, except that units with True Sight or Spirit Sight or Blindness aren't affected by it. Why use Dread? Quite simply, Dread is far easier to apply than Fear. It's a glamour effect that comes in 2 varieties. Right. Okay, so it's basically the same, except slightly more counterable, but we wouldn't have to go into death in order to take Dread. So that's probably the way to go. So if you go up to that, we'd have to take... And we'd have to get Glamour 8 for Dread. I mean, we're going at least Dormant, possibly Imprisoned. We're not going to get the King's Mold online for a while. It's Thaumaturgy 4, and I'll need the gems. It's going to be a little bit, and I think we want higher scales than that. So probably Imprisoned. In addition to that, we could take... King's Mold have magic. Yeah, they have magic weapons. Okay. Oh, hold on. What was their MR? 15 is pretty solid. So, Twist Fate wouldn't be very good because they have low defense. Heroism is pretty great though. I mean, I always like it at least. Otherwise, just taking Blur and Heroism. Do that. It's all glamour all day. So if we take that, say we want it to be a little cold, take that, and then we want something like that. I think that's what we roll with. Okay. And we got the Pale King. I don't know if he's really our god or anything. Radiance would have been far better. I don't know, is the Pale King meant to be the god of, like, their society? He's a higher being, I know. I guess he was the monarch, sure. Oh yeah, he did give the bugs sapience, that's right. I haven't looked into Hollow Knight lore in quite a while. Yeah, I suppose he is sort of the deity. He would be the pretender trying to become the true god. I think that all makes sense. Alright. And we'll just call him the Pale King. All praise the Pale King. Alright, so we're playing with 8, I think. So we'll bump up the thrones. I'm just going to do 10 level 2s, and we still only need 4. And hopefully I remember this time that we only need 4. Okay, so the game crashed and said Nagat Gik Fel cannot find a legal start position. Huh. This was on that map that I've never played. Okay. Perhaps we fucked something up. That was Soap Drin, right? Let me just Google... Well, not Google. Well, let me go to the workshop. Oh, it actually says optimal settings is 3 to 6 players. That's not many for how big it is. And 4 to 6 thrones. 6 thrones, huh? Wow. Okay. Then, I guess it would be a shorter game, but I don't know if that's really... I guess I did say I wanted to do shorter games. Alright, fine. We'll do Soap Drin. And this will be Mangg's LPs 29, I think. We're on EA. We have 6 players. Difficult AI. We are playing as Hallownest. Blah, blah, blah. We've got the Pale King imprisoned. He was up to something like that with magic, dread, blur, heroism, correct? Did I go to 7? I don't know why I really would go to 7. We don't make sacred units. Maybe I drop that down to like 5, 4 or 5. Take another growth. Actually, what are my research situations like? Snail Shaman has 11. Mountain Shaman has 9. We do need a bit of research. Alright, we'll take that and we could get one more bless point in something. Or I could have taken 6 Dominion. But well, no, we'll go with that. Okay, and then, alright, so we'll do 6 thrones, and then we need to get 3 of them. It's a shorter game. Like the corn game, I suppose. Yeah, it's fine. Maybe I could have done 5 players, but... if it crashes again, then we'll just abandon that map. I'll unsubscribe from it. Nope, we're good. Alright. Of course, we start underground. No doubt about that. We've got Dirk, our Hallownest captain with 100 leadership. Yeah, he'll be our prophet. And we have, what the fuck is his name? I can't remember his name. My brain, man. Don't get old. Whatever you do. Cornifer. Thank you. Yes, Cornifer. So he's our scout, and he's a spy. Looks like the underground only has one way out. Okay, well, we'll go check that out. For recruiting, we know what we want. We want great sentries. Oh yeah, and the great stags. It wouldn't be bad either. Right now, we just want these. And then, yeah, we're probably going to want the snail shamans. Just because they're quite a lot cheaper. But we are going to want to get the nature ones going. Because we need to get nature 2 and we need to get thistle maces. For research, I think probably getting the... because we don't really care about our sacreds. Well, we do. We don't care about them that much. Until we get our deity out. Because that'll be where they really shine. 20 nature gems is just going to be quite pricey considering we start with none. So I think the more important thing... probably going to be remote site searching. And this gives us communions anyways. So, alright, we'll go to Thaumaturgy 34 right out the gate. And then... I don't know, what are... so what are these guys actually going to be good for? Fire 2 or Water 2? And I have just all big melee dudes. So, if I was inclined, I guess there's... combustion, or there's fireball, but I have no fire resistance, so it's... oh, acid bolt, I suppose, is pretty nice. Yeah, honestly, this isn't really much of a buff nation. So... But then there's this that's just like anything. It could be anything. Who knows? Like we could have some decent. We're just gonna have a lot of astral with those guys. I don't know, man. Probably just go down conjuration. I mean, we'll figure stuff out, but okay. 10 troglodytes. I always do that. Yeah, I'll do that. So probably you guys in like a line, and then the bugs coming in from the side do some damage. Speed of 9, speed of 12, speed of 13. Okay, so something like that is what I would pick. Troglodytes are going to be pretty painful. Pale ones, a lot of barbarians, basically. Troglodytes are going to stomp. They're going to trample everything we got. But if there's only 10 of them, theoretically... I mean, this is a cave forest. Like I said, we want to get that online quick, so we'll take the pale ones on. And there's a wild forest to start getting nature gems. We're going to head up. Scope out the sitch, as they say. I got no money. See how the Hallownest bugs do. It is somewhat humorous to see, but it, you know, it works. This is your Hollow Knight 4X grand strategy game. Everything you wanted. Okay. The little bugs were probably a little too far behind. We lost 1 sentry, but overall pretty good. Okay. So, yes, we can make mountain shamans here. We need a lab and a temple, which is pretty friggin' obnoxious. Just gonna go here. So I'm gonna need a devout. Hopefully we start getting more money. Right. Forgot. Because he's using just like the... I forgot I was playing on a custom map. Yeah, pretty good. Oh, I didn't set the captain. Whoops. Oh, I did set. Oh, yeah, he's casting spell. Right, yeah. Okay, I'm going to move these guys a little farther forward. But troglodytes are going to stomp on them. We got a nice big drip cave here. God damn. We can get moss knights. Yeah, they are low resource. We can get that many moss knights every turn. Still think the sentry is better. Great sentry. But yeah. And we have vertical wraparound, which we rarely play with. Oof. Alright, not too bad. Yeah, 7 warrior bugs got trampled very quickly. But, yeah, not bad. All things considered. Alright.
Could get some stags. Yeah. At least for these barbarians. It'll help for them. I'm gonna need a lot more money to build a lab and a temple here. Start making those shamans. Dirk is now a famous hero. Of course he is. Alright, they are speed 18. We're gonna have them hold and attack rear and go like here. And should be pretty good. Take that on. Right now I'm gonna try to accumulate funds. There we go. Construct the temple, please. And we'll get you to move out. See how the stags do, shall we? Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, see, that's why I bought the stags. That made that fight a lot easier. Lost 2 of the stags, but that was worth the price, and 3 warrior bugs. Sentry's got 21 kills, though. But yeah, the 4 stags got 31 kills. That's very strong. So that's not a bad strat. Yeah. Okay, I just need a bit more money. I don't know, just patrol for now. Alright, so we got Toxandria, which, the name, I always assume they're like a Katis, like a poison nation, but they're not. They're just like humans. And they have like the goose, like, yeah, they're no, they're not human. They're little halflings, and they have the geese that they ride, and they have a hunting badger. They do have a great toad, but it doesn't even do any poison or anything. So they really have like nothing to do with poison. So I don't know why they're called Toxandria. But yeah, it just throws me off. We also have Val in the game, so we'll see how they do. And we have Niflheim, Pomoria, and Sarmatia. Okay, so, you know, a decent mix of vanilla and not vanilla. It's always nice. Yeah, I guess you could search. Maybe there's a level 1 holy site there. We're up to Thaumaturgy 3. Did I just fuck myself? I did. That is an easy way to just deplete all your gems. I'm an idiot. Can you reset the turn? Yeah. Okay, don't do that. I didn't even need to do that anyway. Right, because we just wanted to start casting augury everywhere. You're gonna search. You're going to move here. You are building a lab. You're searching. You guys are moving here. Okay. Nothing. Flawless. Good. Okay, now that we got a bit more money, we do want to make sure we start getting mountain shamans, so just do that, and then just do that, I suppose. Nothing. Fuck. Damn. Alright, we're gonna head up. Oh, that actually leads to Femoria already on the other side. Shit. So, Femoria is basically adjacent to us there. And I had thought about building a palisade here. I think we'll try to do that. Income is tight. Alright, we're gonna keep going. 2 warrior bugs died, but otherwise very strong. Yeah, those great sentries. I knew there's always a good reason to go scales. We got Saramacia right there. Probably build a fort here as well. Damn, we're low on money. Alright, for now, just skip that. Skip that. Forts will get us more money. Okay, fine. Let's go ahead and build one here. Do that. Alright, so let's just clear out the cap circle here. Oh, fucking Femoria's right there. Great. Ooh, 7 sentries on that one. Summon swarm or something. Okay. Well, we're getting some good earth buffs. And, I mean, we can benefit from Strength of Giants. Gift of Giant Strength. Which is not, it's not ever a bad thing to have cast on your army. So maybe we go that. Perfect. It's 2 stags still racking up a shit ton of kills. Yeah, so wow, we didn't find like any fire here. I have you go up top. Check all the fire up here. You are going to construct a palisade. Femoria declared war and Toxandria declared war simultaneously. We got attacked in Frosted Peaks and he took it. Lost another stag. Frosted Peaks he already took. Okay, well, the correct answer is to immediately sue for peace. Everyone we can. But, fuck. I'm gonna protect that investment. Do that. Damn AI. Let's have you go search for sites. I have to protect this investment. Okay, good. Our PD does consist of course, our own lancers and sentries. Not many of them, but yeah. Damn, they expanded fast. What the hell, man? I guess it is turn 15. The time is just kind of flying by. Damn, Femoria. Oh, this is going to violate my agreements, isn't it? Fuck. Well, he doesn't have anything there, so I'm going to take this while I can. Yeah, all right. Oh, that's right. This is... Fuck, that's the wrong type of shaman. That's right. We need fucking forest shamans. Whoops. Okay, you pop over there to build a lab next turn. Whoops. They both refused. They both fucking refused, huh? Well, I'll take the opportunity to take this from you then. You might swoop in here. You're building a lab here. And I do want to build... a fortress. 600. So... just patrol for the moment. We do have 55 units in the garrison here. We could build another commander. Yeah. So we got attacked in the Caverns of Neck by those stupid hawks that he loves. All the AI loves to cast. And we did kill that without much trouble. Alright. Yeah, that's a pretty strong force, I think. Yeah, it's pretty strong. We did get enchantment 2, so maybe I'll grab an Earth Mage while we move. And Femoria is being very aggressive. I'm going to pen off another letter to Toxandria, but I feel like we might want to just wipe out Femoria. And we want to start getting... Oh, yeah, we need a temple here. Fuck. Money, 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 fuck. That won't be pleasant. Yeah, I can't risk him attacking that. This palisade's almost done. Let me have it, please. Okay, we got the palisade. Oh, don't make those. Actually, don't make anything at the moment. Yeah, we can make a shit ton of troops out of here. But we can't make our great sentry, so it has to be Just like the normal sentries with the warrior bugs. Oh man, I don't have enough gold for that yet, but yeah, this will be a big forward operating base. Alright, so he didn't attack me there, that's good. Memoria is just non-stop expanded. I'm gonna grab both of you. We're going topside. Alexandria refused again. Hey, we got Quirrell, the adventurer. Look at that. Water 2, Astral 2, Nature 2. And he's an adept researcher. Amazing. And also make thistle maces, which we are going to need to get. So you're on research for now, buddy. You're searching. I hate to attack Doxandria, but his capital is right there. I feel like this is going to be never-ending until he accepts. And I still don't know what it does to my Dominion, but it's probably not good. So I suppose we'll take it. So spells, summon earth power. Fuck. It's not exactly what we want. So we need enchantment 3. Yeah, I'll do it that way. Yeah, Fomoria's got some heavy infantry. No doubt about it. Oh, fuck. Oh, damn it. So the forest shaman, you can't build a fort. It's non-forted. Right, so I need a lab like here in the swamps and just make it... Yeah, okay. Fuck. Well, we have Quirrell. So maybe I don't even need him. I mean, we do kind of want him for ferocity and stuff like that, but it's not a high priority at the moment. Alright, we attacked Assist. No problem. We attacked Frosted Peaks. We lost one of our great stags. Somehow. Is he spamming a summon or something? Oh, what the hell was that? What the hell was that spell? No, I want to see. I really have to end this video, actually. I don't know why I started recording, but... So you had Holy Avenger. I guess that could have been it? No idea. I don't know why it would be Holy Avenger at, like, that kind of range. But I don't know what else it would be. So, alright. Moderately damaged in assist. Good. I mean, fuck it. Take it to his capital. I mean, you wanted to start this. I'll end it. Memoria, it's just everywhere. Holy shit. They're fucking running away with it. He's about to attack the capital. Or he's about to attack me. One of the two, goddamn. Oh, we also can't build Moss Knights here anymore. Damn. Forts are not the way to go. We'll do that there. Here, just do... sentries and warrior bugs. Sure. Large amounts of chaff that are gonna die. So we got attacked at assist by a big bunch of units, but we held them off just fine. We attacked Toxandria. Ooh, lost almost all the great stags. They did get 49 kills, but this was just his PD, so that's not really amazing. Severely damaging Toxandria, severely damaging assist. Yeah, I gotta end the video. So, well, yeah. Yeah, I mean, this wouldn't have been a one video thing, probably no matter what. We spent too long looking at different units and factions and stuff. The Great Sentries are pretty damn strong. We are riding on their backs for the most part. But once I get the Mantis Knights, that'll be a big bump in our just slaughter potential. And then once we get the King's Mold, ho 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 ho, look out. 26 protection with Dread Aura and Blur. Good God. Yeah, but we do need a lot of glamour gems, so we should get a glamour mage going just to find magic sites for that. And yeah, so far pretty cool. My name is Mangg. Game you're watching has been Dominion 6 Hollow Knight Edition. We'll get Hollow Knight music next time, and I will see you fine folks next time.